Right, so hi everyone. I hope you all are well. Just a video to go through some market updates for Abu Dhabi and some key areas to focus on for 2026. So first of all, of course, Abu Dhabi's property market has almost hit 100 billion dirhams in 2025 in the first 9 months alone. Transactions are up by 43% compared to 2024, and transactional volumes are up by almost 48% year on year. That is some massive growth. And if we look at the official Abu Dhabi Real Estate Center's data, transactional value is up by 35%, which means there are a lot more high transaction values. Volume is up by 54% in the last 12 months, and apartment prices are up by almost, indexes are up by almost 13% roughly. So overall, Abu Dhabi's market is pretty growing at a pretty steady rate. And what's different is, of course, you're not looking at a lot of speculative growth. It's a very steady, stable, measured growth. It's not speculative flipping, and Abu Dhabi is on the market to flip as well. Now, let's move towards what are the key areas to focus on in 2026, because in 2025, a lot of you guys missed out on some key projects. Now, I've created a sort of mini document, a guide for first-time investors based on Abu Dhabi's key areas and the budget that you need to enter these areas, right? So let's first of all start off by Reem Island. Now, Reem Island is one of the first areas I would like to focus on. Why? Because it is the cheapest entry point to Abu Dhabi's market. If your budget is between 1 to 2 million dirhams, you can get either a ready apartment or you can buy an off-plan apartment in this budget, in this price range, right? It is the cheapest entry point in Abu Dhabi's market. Rental yields are strong and tenant demand is high. Why is it high? Because this is the financial district of Abu Dhabi, the ADGM over here, the Abu Dhabi Global Market. So a lot of high net worth individuals and companies and corporate professionals, especially from Dubai, are now moving towards Reem Island, as well as from overseas, from the UK and from other countries. So if you look at Reem, it's pretty central. You're right next to downtown Abu Dhabi. You're connected with the Sadiyat Island, with the cultural district, and you've got two of Abu Dhabi's biggest malls. You've got the Reem Mall over here, and you've got the Galleria Mall over here. And you've also got three hospitals, the Cleveland Clinic, you've got Reem Hospital over here, and you've also got the Burjeel Hospital. So a very solid community, a good entry point for Abu Dhabi's market for a budget of 1 to 2 million dirhams. Of course, there's quite a bit of supply coming to Reem Island in the next 3 to 4 years. So you just have to carefully pick the right project. Do not buy an overpriced project, which, as if the price per square foot is high compared to Reem. You know, you're not supposed to be buying a one-bed apartment at 3 million for Reem Island. No. Reem is the sort of place where you should be buying only within the 1 to 2 million dirhams range. Anything above, it's going to start becoming more mature, right? And of course, it's 95% of Reem Island is just apartments. There's a couple of villas over here handing over next year, the Reem Hills villas, but of course they're going to be pretty expensive. They're going to be upwards of 8, 9, 10 million dirhams. Of course, you've got a couple of townhouses in the 4 to 5 million dirhams range as well. So if you're looking for a ready-to-move townhouse, Reem Hills is probably your best option. And a community I personally love a lot. So that's sort of Reem Island broken down for you guys. And you've also got two central parks. You've got a mini mangrove forest on Reem Island. So yeah, a very good entry point. If I were to compare it with Dubai, I would say probably it's a mix of JVC, Jumeirah Well Circle, with Motor City with a bit of Business Bay. You've got sort of the best of all worlds in Reem Island. So yeah, just be careful about which project you're investing in and you will make money. Now, if you move towards the second area, Yas Island. Now for Reem, the budget was 1 to 2 million dirhams. For Yas Island, the budget based on recent launches, and I'm taking one bedroom as the standpoint. I'm not taking studios as a standpoint because the one bedroom is the minimum, is the only product which realistically you guys can live in or invest in, and they do the best. They perform the best out of all products. So one bedroom on Yas Island currently will cost you about 1.7 million dirhams uh, over here. So from 1.7 to 2.5 million dirhams, if that's your budget, you will be getting a one bedroom in Yas Island. Uh, you can get again a ready or an off plan. You've got both options. For ready, you've got a couple of communities like Water's Edge, Yas Golf Collection, Ansam, Mayan, etc. And if you're looking for off plan, you've got some really good launches recently. Yas Living, you had Yas Riva Residences, and all of them were sold out. And you've had Gardenia Bay. Now, for Yas Island, of course, as you guys can see, this is the entertainment and leisure district of Abu Dhabi. You've got the Formula One circuit, you've got championship golf course, you've got Ferrari World, you've got the Yas Mall over here, you have Yas Water World, Warner Brothers, so a lot of these SeaWorld as well. So a lot of these theme parks and leisures and experience centers are on Yas Island. And on the north side of Yas Island, you've got a couple of villa and townhouse communities. So the cheapest entry point for Yas Island is at least around about 2 million dirhams. Personally, I would not advise going for a ready property in Yas Island because, for example, Water's Edge. Now, this is one of the most strongest performing communities recently, but Water's Edge in the near future will face competition from future launches in Yas Island. And Water's Edge, as you guys can see, no special amenities. You don't have a community center, you do not have any parks or pools, lagoons, none of that exist in Water's Edge. But again, it's one of the cheapest apartments in Yas Island from Aldar. Now, Yas Island, of course, it's popular with European families who prefer staying close to malls, theme parks, leisure spots. It's a good option for end users as well. If you talk about appreciation and rentals, it's a mix of both. You can get decent rentals and appreciation, mainly because Yas is the first area which comes to everyone's mind when they think of Abu Dhabi. So that little bit of marketing helps Yas retain its position, and it will continue to perform well. Personally speaking, I have not been the biggest fan of the recent launches in these areas from Aldar, like Yas Living or Yas Riva. I feel there's a bit of oversupply coming to Yas in these areas. But if you look again, land, Yas does not have land. 90% of Yas is already built on, right? These villas and townhouses, they're almost going to be ready by next year. So this is the only little strip or piece of land where Aldar has launched their apartments. So I do believe, even though the prices are a bit high, but because of land scarcity, demand for Yas will stay high regardless. So that's your second entry point into Abu Dhabi's market. Now, your third entry point for Abu Dhabi's market, which I personally love a lot. Now, so basically, these are the two communities or areas where you can buy a ready or an off-plan unit. Now, we'll move towards off-plan only communities where your best option is an off-plan investment. Now, I would like to focus on Hudayriat Island before I move to the others. This is Hudayriat Island over here, my personal favorite. Now, I really want to focus on Hudayriat Island. I do believe for the next 3 to 4 years, if you were to ask me, where's that one area I should put my money in, whether it's an apartment or a villa or a townhouse or even a plot, I would say Hudayriat Island by far the best off-plan investment of Abu Dhabi for the next 3 to 4 years, or for the next 3 to 5 years. And the reason is simple. This whole island, it's being developed by government developer Modern Properties. I've made a lot of videos on that. It's backed by the UAE government, and they're launching villas on a hill. 90% of this island is just villas, and they're located on these man-made hills, the Nawaif Hills. So it's a very beautiful master plan. If I can just show you guys as well, the Nawaif, the Hudayriat master plan. So this is the Hudayriat Island master plan. If you guys can see, you've got these villas on a hill facing the beach. You've got townhouses and apartments, again, beach facing, Over here, you've got sea-facing villas and apartments which were released just now, last week, and they're fully sold out. Then you've got these villas, huge plot sizes, by the way, just from 1,000 dirhams per square foot. Insane value for being beachside. And over here, you're going to have some of the biggest sports and lifestyle activities in Abu Dhabi. You're going to have cycling tracks, velodrome, sports hotel that's coming up, Surf Abu Dhabi, uh, Circuit X. So Hudayriat Island, and of course, in future, you're going to have a golf course and equestrian course as well. So Hudayriat, personally speaking, the entry point for the apartments right now, these were the cheapest entry point for Hudayriat Island. You could get a one-bed apartment at 2.5 million dirhams, all the way up to 3.5 million dirhams. So that was the cheapest entry point for Hudayriat. And the demand has been insane. A lot of Dubai investors and Dubai real estate brokers are selling Hudayriat. So it's definitely being marketed really well. And of course, you've got some of the best beaches, cycling tracks, adventure parks, marinas, a lot of, and it's popular among families and end users, right? So it's sort of like you're out of city, but you're not too far away from the city as well, and you're on an island, and it's pretty spacious. Hudayriat's sizes are insane. Plots and built-ups are all the way from 5,000 square foot to 10,000 square foot. So the starting budget for Hudayriat is from 2 million dirhams to 3 million dirhams, and it's only off plan. All of these projects will be handing over in 2028, 29, and 2030. So overall for Abu Dhabi, my best pick will be Hudayriat Island, but of course, Hudayriat does not have availabilities. So if you're watching this video, there's nothing available from before from the developer. You have only two options, either to buy something in resale, which I will not advise because the premiums are high, or to drop me a message and just wait for the next launch. So that's Hudayriat, third entry point. And now your fourth entry point, of course, Sadiyat Island. I want to cover Sadiyat as well. Now again, Sadiyat over here. This is historically one of the most famous areas for Abu Dhabi. It is the cultural district. You've got so Sadiyat historically, it's divided in four districts. Over here, you've got the cultural district. Down here is the marina district. This is the villa district. You've got Sadiyat Lagoons. These villas are almost ready. We'll be handing over next year. And this is sort of like your beach clubs and resorts area. You've got a golf club as well, right? Now, personally for me, okay, let's start for the budget. You need to enter Sadiyat. At least right now for off-plan, you need 2.5 to 3 million dirhams for a one-bedroom in Sadiyat Island on the cultural district. I'm not the biggest fan of cultural district from an investment perspective because the prices I feel have matured and grown a lot, and there's not a lot of room for appreciation. This was one of the very first areas to develop in Abu Dhabi, and it's appreciated a lot, right? If there's one area in Sadiyat which I would hold and wait for to invest in, it's this piece of land here, the Sadiyat Marina District. Why is this piece of land important? You've got the New York University over here. You've got a couple of restaurants, retail here. You've got a school as well, the American school over here, right? Now, this entire piece of Sadiyat is the only undeveloped part that's still not been developed. No plans have been announced yet, right? So if you just look at how Cultural District performed from its announcement all the way right now, and still not complete, there's still a lot of empty plots in the Cultural District, right? And these museums have just started handing over. If we take a like-for-like comparison, Sadiyat Marina will do even better than Cultural District, and the entry prices for Marina District will be cheaper than Cultural District, of course. So I'm hoping, Aldar announces, or one of the master developers in Abu Dhabi, they announce plans for Sadiyat Marina, because you're going to have a lot of beach-facing apartments. You're going to have sort of like a Marina District and a lot of leisure to come as well. This is one key area in 2026. Whenever they have announced any projects, I'll keep you guys updated. So keep an eye on this villa. Now, of course, on this piece of land. Now, of course, Sadiyat, very high entry point as of now. It's a blue chip location. It has appreciated really well. Rentals are comparatively lower, of course, because you don't have a lot of malls. You don't yet have a lot of schools. But from an end use perspective, from living in, it's a really good area. Of course, supply is limited in Sadiyat as well. So that's your fourth district covered. Now let's move towards Jubail Island. Or actually, let's move towards Fahad Island, then we'll come to Jubail. The Fahad Island was announced this year by Aldar as a lovely master plan, huge master plan. You've got apartments and villas coming up in Fahad. Now, the entry price for Fahad Island is 3.5 to 4 million dirhams. The cheapest one bedrooms in Fahad are starting at 3.5 million dirhams. And the villas, whenever they're announced, they'll be going up to 10, 15 million dirhams. Now, it's going to be Sadiyat 2.0, Mamsha 2.0. The master plan is very similar, except that it's much more well planned. There's going to be a lot more amenities, community centers, retail, and you can have a school, you can have a huge hospital, which currently Sadiyat does not have. And the water and the beaches are going to be more beautiful, more beautiful than Sadiyat. So Aldar are marketing Fahad Island as an island that's going to help you live longer, breathe cleaner air. So they're expecting Fahad to perform a similar way, just like how Mamsha Sadiyat performed. I personally, it's a really good area. I just feel the appreciation might not be as high as the way Mamsha Sadiyat performed. And the service charges for Fahad are pretty high as well, about 30, 33 dirhams per square foot. So from a rental perspective, you'll be paying a lot of service charges. But if you're an end user, if you love the concept, amazing. It's a really good investment, of course. It sits right between Yas Island and Sadiyat Island, so the location's pretty good, and you've got these mini mangrove forests, Abu Dhabi's biggest selling point, and the beaches are crystal clear, turquoise blue beaches, right? So that's Fahad Island. It's off plan only, of course, nothing's ready. And finally, we'll be going towards Jubail Island. Now, a lot of you guys would be watching the video and you'll be like, okay, we know a lot about Abu Dhabi's off-plan villas, but what about ready villas? For example, if you're a family moving to Abu Dhabi and you guys want to live in a villa, right? A sea-facing beachside villa in a good low-density location, the only option right now is Jubail Island, right? Because every other villa community in Abu Dhabi, it's still under construction. If not, they're not ready yet. Jubail Island is the only community where villas are almost ready and they'll be handing over in the next 2 to 4 months. And I'll just share the master plan with you guys. So you've got these mini mangrove forests in Jubail Island, and these are not lagoons. This is natural ocean water. So the beaches and the water in Jubail is very, very beautiful. And if I can show you guys the master plan, so this is Jubail Island, and so you're gonna have, as you guys can see, you're gonna have community centers, marina promenade, schools, cycling tracks, jogging paths, palaces, a nursery center. You've got a souk that's coming to Jubail. You've got a spinny supermarket. You've got a beach club, a yacht club, and marina birds. So personally, for me, Jubail Island is a fantastic and the best community for someone to live in right now. So if you guys have a budget of, let's say, 7 to 12 million dirhams, right, and you want to move in ready right now, you guys don't want to wait for the next couple of years, Jubail is the best option, better than Yas Island. And yeah, there's no other option for an island with villas that's ready, right? It's very low density, so I love that about Jubail. The villas are pretty huge. It's not a very crowded community. Yas, I feel, is a lot more crowded. And of course, you've got a lot of mangroves around you, so the views are going to be insane. If we can just take a tour maybe of one of the areas. I'm not sure if it's going to be visible, but yeah. Okay, so this is the marina area. And yeah, so the beaches are going to be really beautiful in Jubail Island. And it's going to retain, I personally bet a lot on Jubail Island. It's going to retain its value in the long term from a lot of end users. Because I get it, a lot of people want to invest in Abu Dhabi, but then there's a lot of people who just want to live in, they don't want to wait. So that's what Jubail offers you guys. Ready to move in. You've got 6 zones. You've got Souk Al Jubail, Asif Al Jubail, Ain Al Maha, Bada Al Jubail, Marfa Al Jubail, and Nada Al Dhabi. So these are different clusters of Jubail Island. Of course, the only apartment community is over here. the Jubail terraces. One beds are starting from 2 million. So if you're looking for ready to move apartments in Jubail, you can get one for 2 million dirhams. But generally, the villas are going to be between 7 to 12 million dirhams, and they're ready. So these are the key areas to look for in 2026 for Abu Dhabi. My personal favorite that I'll be focusing on are, of course, Reem Island and Hudayriat Island. Reem, because we could expect some big names entering Reem Island in 2026, and Hudayriat, because we can expect some really interesting townhouse and villa communities launching in Hudayriat. If you guys have missed on previous launches, this is the master plan, and this is one of the upcoming beachside villa communities coming to Hudayriat. So if you guys are interested, you can just drop me a message. We'll get you prepared in advance. We'll secure your units and allocations so you do not miss out on these launches. And yeah. So guys, I hope this was a helpful video. Of course, my WhatsApp is in the comments. You guys can just reach out to me anytime and we will identify the right area based on your interests and your preferences and your budget. And we'll pick something which you're happy with and your family is happy with. See you guys in the next one. Thank you.